Uh-oh. Now
because
what's happening?
now we're recording.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I haven't talked to my attorneys yet.
Yes.
Is
Well,
this all cleared? All
it's
the all the topics? Are they all cleared?
they're
There's more
cleared.
stuff in here.
Yeah, we don't
See
need
these
to.
handy dandy headphones.
Oh, you got headphones too? All right. Well, you can plug
Yeah.
those in if you'd
Oh
like. But
wow.
first,
I
you could
can't.
put your mic in the stand so you don't have to hold it.
I kind of like holding it. That's
Okay.
because I'm a guy, you know.
Right.
Um, Here we go. Does it fit? It should fit. Maybe I'm putting it in backwards.
No, you had it right the first time.
Got it right the first time?
Yeah.
I was a broadcast journalism major. Did you know that? That
This is awesome.
was 35 years ago. We didn't
Well,
have USBs. There were no
I know.
USBs then. There were the B-52s. They were around.
They
That was
were
about it.
around. All right. So now, if that is in fact a stand, which I'm not 100% sure it is, because wasn't there another stand in there? It should have three legs like a normal.
Oh, like this, maybe. This is a little wobbly. This is
Yeah,
a
I
little
don't.
wobbly.
Was there another stand in that box? Or
Remember
is
that
that it?
magazine that was named this tripod?
Oh, all right. Maybe
How about that?
that's good. But
Ooh, it's
point
very,
the mic a little bit more towards you.
it's very kind of wobbly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll have to
It's,
fix
Mike said I
that.
could use a pill. There we go. How about that?
That's
Is
good.
that good?
That's better. Yes.
Hello? Hello?
You're on air now.
Are we on a long distance call? You sound like you're in the next room.
We
I
are.
can hear you.
Okay, awesome.
How's Pop Pop doing?
Oh, he's
How's
great.
Pop Pop?
He's great.
Uh, all right.
All right, we'll just go with this for
Wow.
now. Look at you,
Yeah.
all taking a gigantic leap into the 21st century.
My God. With those feet. And look, Cal wants to come up. Come on up, buddy.
All right, well, tell
Not
us.
so short.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Fine is a four-letter word.
There's no way you're using this.
Oh, but we are.
Oh, that is frightening. This is the end of your podcast. How could you do this
All right,
to
well,
yourself?
I think we will amuse my listeners. So let's start out by introducing you. I mean, I kind of made an introduction in the last episode, and I gave a little bit of a teaser that we were going to be doing this, and that you were going to be
okay.
my regular guest, and that you were
Oh,
going
my.
to regale us with hilarious stories.
Well, thanks for taking all the pressure off. I don't really have any hilarious stories planned. I just
You
have,
always have hilarious stories, though.
I just have
So
reactions to things, I think.
that
Like,
is yeah.
For instance, this hat.
Yeah.
So,
Because I know you're a
this
big
hat-
fisherman.
yeah, I'm always casting my line every chance I get.
There you go.
Not
And
even
we're
sure what
off
that
to the
means. Not
races.
sure what that means anymore. But so anyway, was it last weekend? I can't remember now. Maybe it was last weekend. So my girlfriend's in town. She's a big Commanders fan, of Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
which I guess is a politically correct name now.
It's the
as
step
opposed
up
to the
from
old
the
racist
Washington
name.
football team.
Yeah. Yeah. Now they don't have a racist nickname. They just have a racist owner. That's all.
That's all.
So it's things are improving there. So it was the weather forecast was really bad. It was calling for rain, and being the avid outdoorsman I am,
Mm.
I don't have any like ponchos. I barely have a raincoat because when I see rain, I just don't leave the house.
Right.
It's just like it's messy. I'm kind of like a dog in that respect. Like I just do all my business in the house that day. And here's
Hello.
Cal. He wants to check out the
That's
microphone. He's
awesome.
like, "This is new." Yeah, Cal the cat. So Anyway, are you
I'm
worried
gonna
about
guess
production
he's.
value here? Because you will just see cat butt in a second.
Yeah, that's
So
okay. I have a feeling he'll be a regular on this show,
yeah.
on this segment.
So I said, you know what? And we were up in Catonsville, my hometown,
Hmm.
visiting my sister, and she, Susie wanted to see where my house was. Look at this. This is just perfect.
This is
He's a
perfect.
very furry boy. And you can see how well he grooms himself right there. So anyway, it's all tumbling down, kind of like the story. So I said, well, you know what? We go to Bass Pro Shops. It's on the way back down to Silver Spring, where I live, scenic Silver Spring, and we can get ponchos there. She's like, oh, okay. So we go in, and Susie had a very traditional-minded Italian mother who was actually from Italy, not Italian American. I mean, she was
Yep.
naturalized, but she was from Italy. So she believes that you get dressed up like you're going to the White House for every lunch. So she's dressed in a full-length faux fur coat, right? Heels, heels.
Yeah.
For lunch at a pizza shop in Catonsville.
Wow.
Yeah, I think she may have made the newspaper, the local paper there. Like,
I'm sure she
woman
did.
dresses up in Catonsville. That's going to be the lead story.
Right.
So we walk into Bass Pro Shop. She's never been in one of these before.
Have you?
And the first thing you see, you walk in, and to the right, they have a little arcade game for the kiddies. The little kiddies.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Have you been to one before?
I have. And I think I was buying like hand warmers
Okay.
for, I'm just wrestling Cal now.
Yes. Wrestling the
He
tail.
actually knows how to increase his weight tenfold. When I try to push him in a certain direction, he'll push back.
Yeah.
And it's just his favorite game. I think he was a sumo wrestler in his previous life.
Probably.
So there we go. So anyway,
Yeah. So you walk in. There's an arcade.
arcade, a little game for the kids. The little kids, the little innocent kids with their faces all, their cheeks all red from the cold, and it's Christmas time, Christmas time. And the game is a rifle, and you shoot reindeer. You shoot the deer.
Jeez.
You just, and she's like, what is this? Terrified. I mean, terrified. And then when you hit the deer, like a flash of light goes off.
Mm-hmm.
She's like on the floor.
Like
she's
the deer is
ducking.
exploding.
Right.
Oh my
Then in the
God.
back, there's like a whole wall of guns. Would you like to buy some guns for Christmas? Yeah, we got them.
Just so when Santa shows up, it's target practice.
It is. Santa, actually, there's a long line. And in fact, Bass is very, very sophisticated with their Santa line, because you can either make your reservation and you can get in a faster line, or if you just happen to walk up, you have to go outside and around to get in one of their 5 spur of the moment Santa lines. So we were directed to one of the spur of the moment Santa lines.
It sounds like they're taking a cue from Disney,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
can get the
But
fast
they have
pass.
a lot in common. They have a lot in common. Disney cartoons. I mean, Bambi's mother got shot.
Yes, you're
And
right. Mhm.
Here at Bass Pro Shops, you can shoot Bambi's mother. It's
Right.
easy. It's right there for the kids.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be legal age. Of course, you can be 8 years old and get a gun, I think. So, what's
Yeah.
the difference?
Mhm.
But yeah, Santa. So I said, well, you know what? I'm not waiting around. I just want to get the poncho and leave. That's my idea of shopping.
Right.
Go. You know what you want? You go in, you secure the target, and then you leave with the target. Right?
Yeah. That's how guys shop.
Yeah. Not Susie.
Of
So
course.
anyway, I said, look, we could do a selfie with Santa in the background. That's kind of like good. This is why
Yeah.
I never had kids, because I would always be the one trying to say, well, Daddy doesn't want to spend any money, so. Look, you can just look at the ice cream and taste it, with your mind. You know what it tastes like. Isn't that good?
That's how you
Ooh,
develop mind control.
my belly's so full because I just ate in my mind.
Yes.
So Santa saw us, and he came running up, and he photobombed us. So we had a great picture with Santa. Didn't wait in line. Paid nothing. Paid nothing. It was great. I love it. Susie, however, spent. She saw. Well, also, I've had like a little virus, a little stomach virus. You can guess what the how that's manifested
Okay.
in and also coming out of my body.
So wait, say no more.
Yeah. So I had to like take a little break for a little while.
You had to go
I
into the
used
woods.
Yeah, sweet doggy. The Bass Pro Shop. That's right. You know, we got critters hanging on the wall over here. There are critters literally hanging.
I
On the
know they're
wall.
everywhere because
Yeah.
I've been to one with my brother, which hilarity ensued because
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
let's take some selfies with the animals that are because they're not all of them are hanging. Some of them are like in displays.
Yeah, they're melted. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very
so
nice.
so we have stepped in, you're not supposed to step into the displays, but there may be some pictures of us
When I was in the
next
men's
to
room, I
those
was worried about
creatures.
stepping in anything. That's at that point.
Yeah.
So there I am, and it takes a little while for everything to run its course. When I come out, Susie, in no time at all, has just heaped a shopping cart full of stuff.
What is
There are
Susie
Christmas
buying
decorations.
at Bass Pro Shop?
Fleece.
Like fleece, okay.
Fleece, blankets, Christmas decorations, Christmas ornaments. And the two ponchos for $8 each that I was planning on buying.
Right.
That's the whole reason for. And said she was approached by a guy who asked her what her political persuasion was.
Why?
And
Is that a requirement to go into Bass Pro Shop?
I don't know. It was just a guy who I guess was hitting on her. She looked great. She was dressed to the nines, full hair and makeup. It was like Zsa Zsa Gabor. it was like, what are you doing here? So she told him that she was a liberal Democrat. And he said, "Oh, I'm really disappointed to hear that." So I said, "Well, let's pose you for some pictures of what you bought, because it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She bought so much stuff. She got this hat for free.
Oh, okay. And so here is the full story, full circle of why you're
Yeah.
wearing this hat. Gotcha.
That's right. That's right. And I posed her. I said, pick up the snowman. So she has like a little snowman that's now in the living room. And I posed her in front of a rack. It had to be like a 7 or 8 foot tall rack of gun magazines.
Uh-huh.
It's just all about guns, ammo, guns, shooter, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So, yeah, then she sees the
Perfect.
picture. She's like, did you pose me in front of that on purpose? I'm like, of course.
Of course I did.
Great. A woman in a full length faux fur. I can't even say that. Fee-fi, faux fum coat in front of a rack of gun magazines, holding a snowman.
That's awesome. We may have to put a link to that in the show notes.
To get her permission.
Yes. We only want permission.
She was
right.
dying.
I don't want to
And
get
then-
sued.
Yeah. Right. No, none of us want that. None of us want that.
No.
And then the Cubs thing. This
Yeah.
was. I'm actually an Orioles fan, but I like the Cubs. They're all right. This was from 1999. I've had this shirt for 23 years.
And no stains on it. Wow. At
No
least not visible.
stains. Very, very clean. Well, yeah. You ain't seen the back yet.
No.
So, Wrigley Field, it was great because back then you could apply, you fill out a little application form for a credit card of whatever team, you're at. Like if Fenway Park would be the Red Sox, Camden Yards would be the Orioles, blah, blah. So, you got a free T-shirt, and then you get the offer, and you're like, I don't want a credit card. I just want your shirt. So, 23-year-old shirt. How about
Yeah.
that?
That's impressive. I have some clothes that are that old as well and still
Yeah.
in good condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
I
is
don't
what
see the
happens
point.
when you take care of your things.
Right. Laundry. Wow.
What a concept.
No.
And OxyClean or, that magic orange stuff or whatever you can use for, yeah. So
That opioid stuff. Yeah, my boy brought all that oxy in there in the trailer park. What?
yes,
Oh, that's
Grandpa.
oxy. That's a different oxy.
That's a different oxy.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah,
clean
that's caused a lot of
anything.
problems.
Yeah,
That causes a lot of problems. Yeah.
it does. It does.
So what else is going on?
So
What
I
else is
imagine you'll still be wearing that hat then in 23 years.
Probably. I don't know. I was in the lunchroom a few years ago with some of our paralegals who are all 30 years younger than me. And I said, wow, you guys are so young. I said, I bought these shoes when Bill Clinton was president. And like every single one of them just,
Look at your shoes.
Shoes during the Clinton presidency, by the way, are remarkably similar to the shoes that are sold now.
Yeah. Well, again, when you buy a good, decent quality and you take care of things.
Yeah. It's like, well, you don't really have to look at them. I mean, they're shoes.
Well, you
So,
need to get
I
them
bought them.
polished, I would imagine.
Yeah. I take them to the cobbler every week is what I do. And then he has like those button shoes. There's little buckles. He's got little buckles
Yeah.
on his, and he comes out. Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cobbler, I had my favorite pair of boots that I don't even know how long. They're not 30 years old. I know that.
Yeah.
But the bottoms were completely falling off, and I thought I was going to have to throw them out. And I took them to the cobbler, and he said, "No, I can fix these
Wow. See?
for the cost of." Actually, they were more expensive than a new pair that I bought shortly before I brought the old ones, because I found a new pair that I liked, and
Yeah.
I'm like, let me just get those in case my favorite ones can't be fixed.
Oh.
And the repairs cost more than that new pair.
Wow. Now
But I
that's
did it
odd.
anyway because, first of all, I don't like if they could be fixed, why would I throw them away? And they were my
Absolutely.
favorites, and they still are.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, it was a little shocking. Like, oh yeah, I think it was like $56, which I know is not like crazy. Like some people pay hundreds of dollars for shoes, but
Yeah.
just to have these fixed,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay.
People watching my reactions are going to be like, this is like the oldest curmudgeonly guy I've ever seen. Is he not spend money? He's like, no, I try not to. And I'll beat the men's comments to you. They'll be like, of course you don't have shoes that are 30 years old. You're not even 30 years old, are you? So I'm sure, we'll get a lot
Wow.
of that, I'm
Okay.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so, but thank you.
No? Oh, well, yeah. I'm sure it's coming up. I know.
Now
men.
that you've mentioned
All right.
it, they'll probably, yeah.
I know,
Mhm.
man. Yeah.
Do you?
Somebody's typing, oh, damn, he just took my line. Dang. That one would have won her over.
I've been exposed.
What's your political persuasion? It was just.
All right. So
So I'm watching a lot of the World Cup. Are you watching the World
I
Cup?
watched some of the World Cup. I watched the England and U.S. game, and then I didn't see the U.S. get beat by the Netherlands, but I did hear that happened.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. I mean, there was no communication on defense. Instead of if you're behind one of your teammates, you're supposed to let them know, like, hey, there's a guy to the left who's all alone. That didn't seem to happen, and they don't really have goal scorers anyway. But one of the things I can't help but notice is that when somebody scores a goal, the first thing he does is start taking his clothes off. Just starts shirts.
Well, isn't that
gone.
what Brandy Chastain did when the Women's World Cup
I
won,
know,
and
and
she
now
just ripped
everybody
her shirt
does
off?
it.
Yeah.
So every time something goes right at work, I'm just supposed to streak through the office? I mean, what is going on here? Isn't that what happened to Charlie Rose? I mean, he got in trouble for that. Yet it's okay for World. I guess if you have a big audience.
Right. If you have a big audience and
Just
you're
go ahead
out
and
in an open, large stadium,
Yeah, right.
you're cool.
Nobody
It's
feels
good.
trapped.
Right. Nobody
Yeah.
feels trapped. Exactly. And it's not directed at any one person.
That's true. So, like sanitation workers, they dumped a trash can in the back of the truck. Just woo, yeah, got that trash in the truck. Got that trash in the truck.
That is true.
I'm naked.
Well, let's back up for a second because you mentioned
okay.
World Cup and soccer,
Yeah,
and that is actually so. people are listening to our conversation, but they have no real.
That's scary. That's very scary.
They have no real
Yeah.
like, who are these people and how do they know each other? And so it was
Yeah.
soccer that actually how we met. We went to college
Yeah,
together.
right before our first marriage. We've been married 3 times to each other over the years. Just to let people know.
What?
It's like I can't even joke about that.
Like
Actually, I think we've been married 3 times combined.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not to each other.
twice. But not to each other. No, I'm just
Right.
yeah, it was.
But we have been
late,
to
late.
each other's weddings.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we have.
Right. So we met at through soccer, U.S.
Washington Stars, the late great Washington
Yeah.
Stars, which just set the nation's capital on its ear. And I was, you, you were an intern, right? Like
I was an intern.
public relations
Right.
intern?
I was a communications intern for a marketing and communications agency, and the Washington Stars was their client.
Yep. And I tried out. A buddy of mine, Stephen Goff, who is like a soccer writer. He's in the Soccer Hall of Fame. I mean, tremendous soccer writer. One of the top soccer writers in the world, actually. Said, hey, they need a PA announcer. You might want to go out there. So, okay. So I was just getting over pneumonia, as a matter of fact. So I like to always go out when I'm, have one lung working and one lung full of fluid. And I just find it's good to even things out. So I was living in Silver Spring then, too. I've lived here a lot, just in different places. And drove around to Fairfax, which is about a 7-hour drive.
Exactly.
Outlet.
It's about 20 miles, and it takes 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. And you're wheezing all the way. And I didn't know if it was my old car or me, my young lungs at the time. So I get there, and it's some high school out in Fairfax.
Yeah, I don't even remember what one it was.
They had like 3 or 4 dudes there, and they had to get up to the microphone and say, hey, goal! They're doing all this soccer stuff. Goal, Stars! Welcome to the Washington Stars! And I thought, oh, God, this is so... And at that point, I'm thinking, I don't know anybody here. There's no in for me. So I got up to the microphone and I said, I just ripped off David Letterman entirely. I just said, those of you on the track, and there were people running on this track around the soccer field. They had like a little running track there. I'm like, you in the red shorts, your attention, please. I am not wearing pants. I am not wearing pants. And I think your bosses really liked that. I think Steve really liked it. And also my future first wife.
Yes.
Was
Oh,
there.
she was?
And,
Okay.
Yeah, she was there. And they also had like this, I don't even know what it is. It's something that they put between the little segments of a sidewalk, like a concrete sidewalk.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this yellowish kind of resin stuff.
Oh, yeah, to hold it all together.
It's like kind of, what is
I
that
have no
stuff?
idea.
But anyway, so then I went from that into describing the yellow resin as day 32 of the terrible nacho cheese wars and continue again in Fairfax, Virginia. And I just did like a little thing about that. And they were like, you're a lunatic, so you're
Right.
hired. You got
Right.
it. Just
Because that was a
spot, like,
perfect
you
that was
got
a
it.
perfect fit for them.
Yeah. Right.
And they knew you would be entertaining for the fans in the stands. Because as much
Yeah.
as we love soccer, there's not necessarily a lot of high scoring, and sometimes people get bored,
No.
especially Americans.
No, not a lot of high scoring, much like myself over the last decade.
Okay, well that's
and,
for another show.
That's for another show. Yeah. I refer to this as the soccer decade, actually. So yeah. I mean, if you're like a soccer fanatic, you'll see things that other people don't see, and the game is not even for 1 second boring to you. But if you don't know what you're looking at, all you know is like when somebody scores a goal, it's just going to be like, ugh. Yeah, it's like foreplay, right? And
Is it?
if you're into that, then you'll notice every little thing that's happening. If you're not, You just want to go straight to the goal scoring, and that's it. And that's not
No.
as good. So you don't enjoy it as much. So if you know more about soccer, you'll enjoy it like you would enjoy foreplay if that's your thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that me?
And so
Is this on?
it is on. It is on,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's,
All
it
right.
is being recorded. Yeah.
That's very. This is the end of my career. As a matter of fact.
No, I think it's the beginning of another career for you.
Ooh,
We're taking you
wow.
back to the time when you were in front of a microphone, at least
Yeah,
once a week
yeah.
for the games.
The Stars, and I did American University. I did a whole bunch of stuff for them: men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, celebrity basketball. Celebrity basketball games were fun because there was a certain element that would come into Ward 3 DC and the AU campus that was usually not there. Known as African Americans, and so we had a game with like some of the. Who was like a big group that Bobby Brown was in? What was that?
I don't know.
Some years ago, he married.
Was that Boys
he
to
married
Men?
Whitney, right? Could have been Boys to
I
Men.
don't know.
Could have been. I think it was. And like, it was on all of what we called back in the day the urban contemporary radio.
Yeah,
stations.
WHUR, right?
HUR, KYS.
Oh yeah, KYS. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Donnie Simpson played in that
Right.
game. Sugar Ray Leonard played in that game. And AU kind of lost its mind and hired like 5,000 Metropolitan Police there. And I'm like, this is a little racist.
Yeah.
I think this whole atmosphere right now. I mean, it looked like a military state for this basketball game just because, a certain element was coming into because I walked into Bender Arena like normal, blah, blah, blah. And I looked around, I'm like, what is going like, is the president coming? What's going on?
Wow,
here?
that's crazy. And also just to fill people
Yeah.
in, so American University is our alma mater because you're talking about it and people
Alma
don't know.
mater.
Like I'm just filling in the
Dearly
details
beloved.
that listeners don't know yet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lori probably says that University of Florida is her alma mater, but it's actually just her brother's alma mater.
That's true, and I
But
would
she-
never. I've always admitted that I'm a Florida Gator fan, but I'm a Gator by relation.
Gator by relation. Wow.
And
well, I
and
guess,
yeah.
yeah.
This season I don't even want to admit that.
Yeah, I know. What happened to them this year?
I don't know.
See,
I don't know.
when a big school has a drop off in athletic teams' performance, especially football, there's one thing they're not doing. Okay, they're not cheating as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. So
Well, they have a new coach this year, and we'll see if he stays for a second season.
He's going to have to figure out who he needs to pay under the table to get the talent in. Yeah. College athletics is so great because it's so pure and clean.
Yes, it's they're playing for the love of the game.
Exactly. Nothing else. Just a rah competitive spirit.
Yes, yes.
Now, a school like AU, if it's not doing well athletically, which is, kind of who
Pretty
we
much
are,
all the time.
yeah, then, for other reasons, maybe somebody got hurt or, somebody didn't play up to
They
expectations.
didn't recruit anybody
maybe-
good.
Yeah, could also be the case.
People are more
But a
interested
big
in
school,
academics than athletics.
Yeah. I mean, who heard of such
No.
a thing?
Why would you go? Why would you go to college for that?
At AU, they do
Yeah.
though, and the basketball teams, the women's basketball team is kind of off to a rough start. One loss wise, they're 0-7, but they have played like a monster schedule. Like they're going to have a winning record in the Patriot League. I guarantee it. They may not win the Patriot League, but they're going to have a winning record in the Patriot
That's
League.
your prediction, and
the
we're going to
men-
hold you to it. So at the end of the season, when we're doing the show, another
Yeah.
episode of this or another segment,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
come back and take a look at that.
Guarantee. And I think the men's team will also.
All right.
Again, probably not win it. Navy looks really good this year on men's basketball. Not that any of this interests you or anybody who's listening.
But now we have something to hold you to.
There you go.
We'll call this
I
part of
like
the
being
show
held.
Hamrick Predictions.
I like it. I like being held.
Well, you need to talk to Susie about that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Who's Susie?"
Well, I know you have a lunch to get to.
I do. Oh my God, it is.
So
that.
we're going to wrap it up and be back next time.
Which is always good in this day and age.
Yeah.
You know,
Keep
kids,
it wrapped.
if you're listening. Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be making this a regular segment.
Oh my God. Well, my apologies to you and all of your listeners.
I think they're going to love it as much as I do. Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
All right. Well, we'll see you back next time on Fine is a 4-letter word.
All right. That'll be fine.